Oh hey guys, welcome back to Trucks and Junk. Today we're finally going to be getting back onto the wheelbarrow rat rod. I know it's been a while since I've posted any videos on that rat rod altogether, but there's a reason why, and I will explain it during the video. But mainly, it's just been a long time, and I really want to get back to it because I hate to leave a project unfinished. So without further ado, let's get to it. Look at him. Okay, so this is what we got going on. This is where we left it off last time. I used these square tubing frame rails to mount it to the rear end, and then I built the front suspension for it. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the frame rail material that I was choosing to use, I just think it's too thin of a material to hold up to what I'm wanting to do, because I want to build something that's going to last for a long time. And the other issue I have, in order to make this rear end spin in the right direction, I had to flip it upside down. Well, in order to mount this rear end to this frame, I'm going to have to weld this rear end to this frame, and running this thing upside down, it's not going to last very long. It's going to burn up, and then I'll have to replace it. So I think I'm going to scratch this whole idea with this building my own frame and using that rear end, and I'm going to use a completely different setup. I'm probably going to go back to my original plan, and my original plan was to use a lawnmower frame. Now what we have here is a Husqvarna lawnmower, and so now in order to use one of these, I had three criteria that I wanted to make sure before I bought one. And there's plenty of used lawnmowers out there for sale on the marketplace and the web and stuff, but I really didn't want to cut up one that's usable. And the reason why I said that this one kind of fits the key is because it no longer has a deck. Somebody's already parted it out some and got rid of the deck and gave it to somebody else. The guy that sold it to me told me that the motor was leaking oil a whole lot, and he thinks there's a hole in the block. So that's one of the things. I didn't want to tear up something that somebody can buy, fix, and actually use for mowing again. The other criteria I really had was I didn't want a hydrostatic rear end, but this one has a hydrostatic rear end, but you take what you can get. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have to figure out how to make that work. And I just didn't want I didn't want to tear up one that somebody can actually fix. They cost more. This will cost more to fix than buying a new one. So that was the main thing, and that's why it took me so long to get one. Jeez. Okay, so now that we've got this thing inside, one of the issues of why I kind of wanted to stay away from the lawnmower in the first place is because of how high they sit. So in order for me to make this work, I'm going to have to, one, make the frame longer, and two, lower this thing. So without further ado, I'm going to take this thing apart. I'm going to get all this body off of it, get all the engine off of it, get it down to the bare frame, and see what we have to work with. All right, let's get at it.
fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it, and I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Alright, now that we got the body pretty much off, now we're going to tear into this motor and see just where is it leaking oil from. Is there a hole in the block? Is it something that's salvageable? Is it something that's not salvageable? Let's see what we got. Change your filters, guys. That's horrible. More horrible. I bet every bit of that ended up inside this engine because they put it in upside down. I think there's a hole in the block, guys. I just think he just had a bad oil leak and popped it to the hole in the block. Let's see if I can't take these spark plugs out. Well, it's just the rest of these covers off for now. See what we see. That'd probably be the best bet. Now's a good time for me to read today's Bible verse. It comes from Peter 5:7, King James Version. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Alright, I'm going to bring you guys in here. So, the guy I bought it off of said it had a hole in the block. But I don't really see a hole in the block. I see where this bottom gasket has been leaking a whole lot. As you can tell how dirty it is up here and how clean it is down here. So that's a lot of oil leakage. But there's no real hole in the block on this side. But now on the other side, somebody has done a JB weld repair, but even that repair doesn't look like it's leaking as much as that bottom gasket is. That bottom gasket is leaking all the way around this engine. Now they may had took the bottom pan off when they did the repair and tore the gasket up, which caused it to leak more than the crack itself. But there was a crack in the block right here that they JB welded up. What caused the crack, I don't know. But I think now I'm going to get this engine off and get it tore down and see if I just need to order a new block or if I can get away with seeing how good the repair is. Because if it's good enough, I'll just leave it and just buy a new gasket for the bottom and see if it leaks anymore. And if not, then I'll leave it for now. If it is still leaking through the crack, then I'll order a new block for it. You can get them for like $50-60 on eBay, which will save a $1,400-$1,500 motor, because they want $1,400-$1,500 for these motors used on eBay, but they only want $50 for the blocks. And I would really like to save this engine if the internals are fine. He said it ran and rode. I haven't heard it run yet. I didn't even mess with it because he said there was a hole in the block, and I assumed that it threw a rod. But at this point, I don't see evidence of that. So I might actually get this running, get a gasket kit for it, and just see what we see, guys. Because I'd like to save it mainly because it has a charging system. Check. It's bottom drive, check, and it's a twin cam. It's a whole lot more power than that one I was planning on putting on one of these things. And I'm not looking to go fast anyway, guys. This is going to be a low, slow machine. But I think that would be a better engine for the Rat Rod, personally. Because I can run dual exhaust down the sides. Peachy. Alright, let me get this thing pulled off of here and see what we see then. flip this thing up on its side, get the bottom pulley off, take the bottom bolts out, and just hinge it off of here. Just lifting this up on its side, guys. Look at the puddles. So that's soaked. But I also noticed where it's soaked is right in the seal. And it's running down the oil filter, dripping off, and putting a puddle on the ground. Now, if you come over here, same thing, guys. This bolt's loose right here, and it's missing that bolt right there. And I'm almost be willing to wager that this bolt's loose too. So somebody's had the bottom of this thing off, didn't seal it up correctly, and that is probably the main leak. But I don't know that for sure yet. We'll find out when we get this thing off and take this bottom cover off and see exactly what we're dealing with, and is there any damage in the motor? Because running one of them without oil is not good either. But I don't know if holding it up on its, I'm gonna have to get a bucket or something to catch this oil with it being up on its side like that. Or I could probably just drain the oil, honestly. Maybe I ought to do that. Let's drain the oil out of this thing. It's about time to do that. I guess the good thing is you don't need a pulley puller when it's soaked in oil. Spoke too soon, huh? Let's get some slack in this belt. Alright. This is going to be much bigger because it brings us some more speed. I'm not trying to go super fast, but I don't want to go snail slow like a lawnmower. Looks like it's got 4 bolts left to take. I'll leave one in, the easiest one to get to. I'll zap these other 3 out. Well, I already got the socket. Set her back on her wheels. And we'll take that final bolt out. This engine should come off. So the reason you guys have to take the pulleys off before you pull the engine is the way they made these plates. Because there's only enough room right there for the shaft to come through. So if you left the pulleys on, you wouldn't be able to get past the pulleys. But you guys can tell how much this thing has been leaking oil. It is horrendous. And it kind of scares me because if it's been leaking oil that much, this guy's been driving it by just adding oil. So I kind of hope the engine's still okay. But we'll find out when we pull that cover off. And if it's leaking, it's got it. I might want to move you guys. It might knock you guys out of this next century. Come with me. Bounce, baby, bounce. Alright, let's pull this last one. We should be able to yeehaw this motor off of here. Get you to where you can see me. No, I didn't. Yes, yes. Get out of my way. There it is. There it is. It's on the other side. I gotta turn around, guys. Here it is. Dun, dun, dun. I found it. Alright. That would be the last bolt for the engine. Don't prove me wrong, mother. Okay, that was the last bolt. Now we must manhandle this engine off of here. Try not to grab on the plastic stuff, because that would be a bad idea. This. Voila. Engine is off. Woo! Alright, I'm going to clean things up a bit. Get things moved around, get some of this parts out of here, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now that we got the body, the engine, and all the accessory stuff off of it, we're left with this nice square frame, which is perfect. There's no upticks or nothing. We can cut this piece off back here, no problem, and I think it's going to work out really good. I am going to have to make it longer because by the time you put the wheelbarrow in there and extend the wheelbarrow so you can fit in it, we're going to be up past that engine. So we definitely have to make the frame longer, but I think it'll work, and we definitely have to drop this thing. So, but like you guys see, I think it's going to work out well. I think it'll be just fine, and that's what we're left with. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I think we got pretty good headway on this. Got a nice flat frame for us to be able to start modifying. We definitely got to pressure wash it off, get all this oil off of it before I even think about touching that thing with a welder, because but anyway, make sure you guys tune in next week, because next week we're going to be tearing apart this motor, see what all's leaking on it, see if it's something we can fix, make sure they haven't ran it too much without oil, and make sure it's something that we can order the parts and just get that thing running, because that would be great to have that back on here just because of the charging system and it being dual piston. I mean, I think it'll be awesome back on here. So And then once we get done tearing that engine apart, we're going to see what we can do about lowering this thing. Maybe put some spindles on the front, put the rear end on the back. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there, because that's one of the things. These have to be low and slow. Like, that's, you're going to be cruising around, maybe some car shows and stuff, turning heads. You really want to, you don't want to be, they ain't going to see nothing. What are they going to see? Nothing. But if you're nice, cruising low and slow, everybody's like, ah, look at that. Hey, Jimmy, hey, you know, that's the trick. You know, so I'm not looking to go fast. I'm probably going to try to make it a little bit faster than a regular lawnmower, but I'm not looking to go zoom fast on this thing. But anyway, if this is stuff that interests you guys, follow along. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. God bless every single one of you.